A grandmother killed in a road rage shooting. The prime suspect in the case able to bond out of jail, and it has many of you asking us why. Norma Williams was shot and killed while riding in the passenger seat of a pickup. Police say that Darian Boone fired 2 shots into the vehicle that Williams was in. He has since bonded out on first-degree murder charges. Sedgwick County Sheriff Jeff Easter telling us that Boone is among an uptick of people bonding out on serious charges, with just a small amount being required from bail bond companies, as low as 1%. Sean Logging talks with industry and legal experts about what goes into this process. Sean?
Rachel, there's a lot of discretion on the part of the judge to determine what bond is set at, and for bail bond companies to determine what premium to charge for a defendant to get out of jail. After someone's arrest, the process is first in the hands of a judge.
If you're the judge, it's what amount can I set that will ensure that this person, rather than forfeiting that money, will actually show up at trial.
A judge has the ability to deny bond if the defendant presents a danger to the community. Interim Dean at Washburn University School of Law, Jeffrey Jackson, says the factors a judge considers include the severity of the crime and additional conditions. Kansas doesn't have laws specific to what a judge sets bond at or what percent a bail agent charges to get someone out.
Just like insurance agents of any other sort of insurance, we underwrite the bonds. But as bail bonds, we don't have a computer. We put the data in, and then it kicks out the premium we should charge, like car insurance. We, in fact, look at the case. We look at the defendant. We look at who's going to be our indemnitor, whether it's a family member or a friend.
Topa Padilla is president of the Professional Bail Agents of the United States, a group representing the industry. He says there's no national industry standard for what percentage needs to be paid of the bail to bond someone out. In the end, it comes down to a business decision. But Topo says it's after considering factors like criminal history, previous failed court appearances, the crime in question, and what's needed to make sure the defendant is back in court.
Great scrutiny was taken when looking at this bail bond. And, fortunately, in the United States of America, we have a standard that you're innocent until proven guilty.
I also spoke with the Kansas Bail Agents Association. They tell me generally a 10% premium is what is charged, and it's uncommon for premiums like 1%. Just a few years ago, a judicial branch task force looked at the issue of pretrial release and released nearly 20 recommendations, including looking at, when it comes to pretrial release, how to find a balance between a defendant's liberties and protecting public safety.
Thank you, Sean. Yesterday, Haley Tucker spoke to friends of Norma Williams. If you missed it, you can watch it again right here on the KWCH News app to see how they're remembering the 69-year-old.